You know, I was on the phone yesterday with another big creator in this space, and we were talking about our thoughts for this market cycle and how things might play out. And he's under the impression that we may not get any significant movement until Q3, Q4 this year. Me, on the other hand, I'm believing that we are about to see some movements in the not so distant future. I'm talking about April likely still being a good month for crypto. May, maybe that month that we start seeing, new all-time highs across the space. Now, this isn't to guarantee your financial advice, but I want to tell you guys exactly why that is. But there is something that I think the bearish people in the space are really missing. And this is why I think a lot of people are going to get caught off guard and why we may have some major movements coming in the not so distant future. So if you guys are new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, hit that bell again. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So obviously when we look at price as of late, we've been in a discounted range for ADA. All right. I think we can all acknowledge that, the local high is $1.33, $1.32, which what was it? $1.32. Okay. So right now at these current prices, we are 50% discounted from those highs back in December. And I just want to see a show of hands who accumulated during these times, who bought the dip when it came to ADA. A lot of people, right? So here's the big problem. All right. A lot of people that are bearish, they're talking about prices dropping back down to 50 cents or dropping back down to these prices from back in the summer of 2024. And I don't think we get anywhere close to those. And the big reason why is in order for these prices to move down, you need to have people that are willing to sell. And when we talk about Cardano, when we talk about ADA, you're talking about a group of people that have major conviction, that have long-term thinking, right? The average hold time of ADA continues to rise, and it's because people are unwilling to dump their bags at these prices. Guys, me personally, I'm not willing to dump at 64 cents when Cardano is making these major steps forward, when there are major integrations happening, when we're not even close to the top of this market cycle yet. Okay. I planned on taking profit, sometime in March, April, May. That may not be the case now because it's all going to depend on obviously where prices head to. I understand that these are cheap prices. And now what we've seen is the conviction that actually helped ADA rebound back here is now even stronger because people have bought and bought and bought these dips. So bears are going to be hard pressed to find people that are actually willing to dump their bags and push prices lower. Now, this isn't to guarantee your financial advice or anything like that. Yes, there are some more short-term holders, but I think the cat's starting to get out of the bag and people are realizing how bright the future is in terms of ADA and in terms of crypto in general, right? That's where I have a huge disagreement with the bearish sentiment. When we look around this space, a lot of people have bought discounts and there have been plenty of them. But the problem is, now that people have bought in these ranges, they're comfortable holding those bags. Me personally, I don't care if I take another, 20, 30, 40% bath. I don't hope that happens, but I'm still unwilling to sell at those prices. And I'm actually more willing to accumulate. So you're getting into this basically zone now where down here, people, all they want to do is add. They don't want to sell, right? That's not what they want to do. Okay. This is kind of the mindset that we're in now. I see it throughout the comments and on Twitter, right? People are just accumulating on these dips. Now, here's what I want to talk about from a structure standpoint. First of all, people that are saying the top is in, that the bull market cycle is over. This would be the shortest bull market cycle in history. And with us getting into global adoption, with us accelerating towards mass adoption, enterprise adoption, government adoption, institutional adoption, I think that is a load of crap. All right. I think that is the biggest bunch of BS I've ever heard in my life. Because while this is happening, again, like I've talked about in other videos, we're seeing a massive accumulation take place from some of the largest entities in the world. And guess what? They don't lose. You really think that they're going to sit in a bear market cycle for months or years on end? No, they're not. They're just going to keep buying. They're going to buy and buy and buy. And then you have this big inflection point in the crypto market where things start to move again, where price gets exciting, where retail chases like they always do. This isn't new news. This isn't a surprise, but most people forget that this is the case. When we look at market cycles in the past, all right, from halving to the top, last market cycle was 548 days. The cycle before that, 526 days. Cycle before that, 358 days. That was a little bit shorter because obviously the halving was in November. It was so late. But what's interesting is, these tops have always occurred, excuse me, around Q4 in the year following the halving. All right. And so we're still a long ways away from that. In fact, this cycle should give us the longest period of time. I wouldn't be surprised again if this is the longest cycle of all. But what we're dealing with is just the same crap that we deal with every single market cycle. Now we need to talk about global liquidity on the rise, right? We need to talk about all the minting that's going on in terms of stables, all the capital and preparation to accumulate in this crypto market. We're getting towards better macros, right? We are heading towards interest rate decreases. Quantitative tightening has been significantly reduced. We're heading towards quantitative easing. Now, obviously, the clarity surrounding tariffs. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that is heading in that right direction, and a lot of people are still being bearish, and I don't know what the hell they're doing. All right. Now, everybody can do what they want. Doesn't matter to me. And frankly, what I want to point back to, again, that people need to keep checking is this bull market peak indicator. All right. When we look back at these bull market peak indicators, I don't know if it says on here, but people ask me questions about last market cycle. What did this say? 27 of 30 bull market peak indicators had hit. Cycle before that was 24. All right. So this thing actually works pretty darn well. And guess what? We're still at a zero. We are nowhere close to the top of this market cycle, meaning that we have a lot of exciting times ahead. So the point I'm trying to make is that the biggest thing that we can do is be patient. I know we've preached patience for a long time. Shoot, I've been talking about patience since all the way back here. And what we've seen since that time is some significant rises in price, some ups, some downs, some ups, some downs. And guess what? Crypto will still continue to do that. It's not a new thing. It's not rocket science. It happens time and time again. But I totally lost my train of thought where I was headed with this. But the problem is that anybody that's being bearish right now and trying to artificially push the market down, they're going to run into a wall. And the problem is that's a wall that is almost impenetrable, or a floor that's almost impenetrable. And then we will start our recovery back to the upside, because guess what? The large holders will understand that, hey, we're not getting through here. It's time to make some money. So appreciate you guys as always. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.